slide describes the two predominant forms of getting buildings built in America today. Design, bid, build, and design, build, okay? Design, bid, build, you hire an architect, you interview a bunch of architects, or you've got somebody in mind, they come in, they listen to the building committee, they listen to what the budget is all about, they write it in on the contract, they sign off on it, everybody gets a copy of the contract, goes in the drawers, the respective drawers, file cabinets, and so forth, and then they sit down and they start talking. And as an architect, I'm saying, okay, well, as a worship director, what do you need in your building? As a children's director, what do you need? As a person who's involved in lay ministries for outreach, what do you need? So on and so forth. And all these ideas are flowing. And I got to tell you, at the end of the day, it's so easy to allow that list to compile higher and higher and higher and higher. And the architect's thinking, well, this is a much bigger project than $2 million. This is a $4 million project if I ever saw it. But I'm going to design it to their needs because they're telling me what their needs are. So these projects get over-designed. They get way down the road. Well, oftentimes what happens is then the architect goes into the construction drawings and gets the drawings done. The drawings go out to bid, maybe multiple general contractors are bidding the work, and what everybody's relying on in those situations of design, bid, build is that those general contractors, under the threat of competition, are going to go out and saturate the market. They're going to go out and find all the subcontractors that are going to give them the array of best prices, the 16 divisions, site work, concrete, metals, woods and plastics, all those folks that line up under their 16 divisions that are the least costly prices because they're under competition to do that. So you rely on this process, and at the end of the day, the prices come back, and lo and behold, gosh, we got a $500,000 bust here, what do we do? And then you're back there working with the low bidder trying to bring it down. It is a chronic problem. It's a problem that occurs on many, many projects, and it's way late in the game when you find out this information. And then what happens in these situations is that because people are under competition, they don't want to share with you during the course of putting their pricing together where you have screwed things up. And all drawings have errors. All drawings have errors. Just know that. There is no such thing. The courts recognize this. There is no such thing as the perfect set of drawings. Just know going in, that's the way it is. So you're going to have change orders. I don't know how many of you have built buildings. Change orders is a really ugly word. It means you are paying for something without the pressure of competition, and the price goes up, sometimes way up, and that's where the headbutting comes into play. So you have these classic arguments in the job trailer over cost, where the architect's trying to act as the, quote, trusted advisor from some mistake or some code official that changed his mind or some rock that was uncovered or whatever it was, an unforeseen condition, and you've got a contractor who is aggressively trying to make up for lost profit on the project, trying to overcharge. And the owner, in this case the church, sitting there who knows nothing about architecture and nothing about construction, trying to mediate an argument between these two knuckleheads who are going after one another. So it is a highly contentious environment, one that I am well used to, well versed in, experienced in. I've been there many, many times. I know how to do it well. I could probably get a law degree knowing what I know about things like this. But it is the system, like democracy. It's not a great system, but it's one of the better systems we have. In the 90s, though, public entities got tired of the litigation that was coming out of these arguments. So they resorted to design build. Public agencies were the ones sort of leading the charge right behind the McDonald's and the Walmarts and so on and so forth. Clients that build on a regular basis have a little leverage over the architect and the contractor because they have the future project out there. But public agencies realize that we are target-rich environments for litigation, so they resorted to design build. Architect, contractor, one contract. Argument stops. There is no arguing. We're under one contract. We work with each other. But in a design build arrangement, know this, I as an architect do not work for you. I am not your trusted advisor. My first responsibility is health, safety, welfare. It is not to the owner and to protect him from the cost advances of a contractor. It is not. I am silent. Done. I don't enter the conversation. I back slowly out of the trailer when those discussions come up. So sometimes people feel like in a design build discussion or design build arrangement that they have lost their voice, that they've been ganged up upon by a contractor architect team that has had their way with them. So those projects tend to cost more money simply for that reason, but also because the competition doesn't go as deep into the marketplace. There's not a lot of incentive to go out there and find 10 HVAC bids, they may find 3, and they may be the 3 safest in the market. So their prices tend to be a little higher. So design build has some positives. Design build says it is important for an owner to think about the general contractor also as your trusted advisor. Again, this is one of those things if you walk away with this morning with 2 or 3 things, know this. General contractors can be trusted advisors to the same extent that the architect can. That's hard to say as an architect. But I've learned it. I've learned that the general contractor, particularly in an arrangement like we work, where there is a little check and balance going on, but a cooperative check and balance. So what we've done, and this is really what came out of Dan Cook's brain, if there was any sort of this whole notion of stewardship and ministry, but this arrangement on how contractors and architects can work in the same arena in a cooperative way, but not in an incestuous way. Okay? So this portrayal here, this diagram here says we are going to keep our contractual distinctness. When you work with us, you work with an architect who also works with a general contractor, but our contracts are kept separate. There's 2 contracts. And the reason we do, because it's a healthy way to build a building, to have an architect and a contractor who are afforded the ability to speak into each other's world and advise you and help you and debate with you, but not in an incestuous way where one is beholden to another. In a design-build relationship, I don't work for you, I work as a subcontractor to the general contractor. In my world, I maintain my distinctness. So does the general contractor. It's a very healthy way to go about doing this.